what the segment addition postulate tells us basically is that two parts add up to a whole. Okay, the sum of the parts equals the whole. But to put that in terms that we can use in an equation or we can substitute in for, we're going to say that AB plus BC should add up to what? That AB and BC together, they make AC. AC. Okay. Now, you might be looking at that wondering why I don't have bars over the top. Okay. That's because we're not talking about the segments. We're talking about the length of the segments. If you were talking about length, that is the single one and only time that we use no notation. Okay, so the length of a segment is just the two letters, nothing over the top. All right. How this comes into play, you will have something that looks like this. Okay, ds will be a length of 2x minus 8. St will be a length of 3x minus 12. And your instructions would be, if dt equals 60, then find the value of x and find ds and st. So they're asking you to find three things. Well, if you go back up, you can start with the segment addition postulate. In fact, I would suggest you do that until you're really comfortable and secure with these. If we start with ds plus st equals dt, okay, that is the segment addition postulate. Then the next thing we're going to do is substitute in the expressions that we know represent ds, st, and dt. So we have an equation. So ds would be here, and that is 2x minus 8. St would be here, and that's 3x minus 12. And dt we found right in our directions, and that is 60. So once we have that equation set up, then it's just like one of the problems I had to do a moment ago. So to solve this, I add my like terms. So 2x and 3x gives me 5x. Negative 8 and negative 12 gives me negative 20. Add 20, so I get 5x equals 80. Divide by 5. So x would be 16, right? Yes? Is it 14 or 16? Hmm? Is it 16?
Yes.
Okay. So x is 16. So we found x. You're not done yet, though. We need to find the length of ds and st. So any ideas what you do once you find x?
Put it in for the x's.
Like Glade, plug it in, right? You go back up to each expression, and you're going to substitute 16 for x. You know, I didn't leave a lot of room here. But to find ds, we're going to do 2 times 16 minus 8. So that would be 32 minus 8,
24.
which is 24. From there, you have two options. If we know the whole thing is 60, you could just subtract 24 from 60 to get ST. But if you want to make certain that everything was done correctly, I would probably still plug 16 in here, because they should add up to 60. So for this, we have 3 times 16 minus 12. 16 times 3 is 48.
36.
And that should be 36. And then you can look and say, yep, 36 and 24 do indeed add up to 60. So it's a good way to self-check. If your two numbers don't add up to 60 and they're supposed to, you might have done some algebra wrong. Okay. So over here we'd say ds equals 24 and st equals 36. All right. We have one last quick thing to talk about, because what happens when they don't give you the full length, okay?
How come I have to keep it harder and harder?
Because that's what happens. We teach you the basics first, and then how to apply them.
Is there anything in real life where you would use this? No.
Maybe not.
Unless you're math teacher.
We had that talk the first day, right? When I said this is training for success. Some of the stuff, a lot of the stuff you probably won't use, but we have to prepare you for lots of options. Okay, I know we're getting close to the end, but bear with me. Midpoint, we'll make it easy, is the middle. You will see either, you'll be told that that's the middle, or you'll be given these marks. Those marks are congruence marks. They tell us that A, B, and B, C are congruent. So if this part is 2x plus 1 and this is 3x minus 4, but we don't know what AC is, if they're congruent, they're the same. If they're congruent, you set them equal. Okay? So if they're equal, then we do 2x plus 1 equals 3x minus 4. You only do that when you know you have a midpoint or the marks. Otherwise, you need to look for the full length and add them up. Okay? But the rest is solving. So I would subtract 2x. So 1 equals x minus 4. Add 5. So x is 6. And how would I find the length of my segments if I needed them? Plug in 6. So 2 times 6 is 12, plus 1 is 13. You should get 13 for the other one as well. All right.